The one house right after Donnie's, yeah.
Okay, 5:30 having arrived, I'm going to call the Board of Selectmen's meeting of August 23rd, 2021 to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Looking at our agenda, our first item this evening is Mr. Cross. You are listed as the first matter of business.
So I just basically, Ed Cross, Thurston Pond Road, have some questions that I would like to ask in regards to the last meeting, in your intentions of that last meeting and the motion you made in the public hearing that you've called for.
Yep.
So I know that I've been here several weeks waiting to be able to talk to you specifically and waiting for your response. So you gave your response after my time of talking. So I didn't feel it proper to talk during citizens' comments when I have questions to ask. So for that, I would like to ask a few questions. First question is, what does the board, or how does the board see that road that they're calling a road? Do they see that as they own it? Who owns the road?
At this point, I don't know who actually owns the road. You have a plan that says about 215 yards of it, at least half of it, belongs to you. There's no further hard evidence that the road belongs to the abutters. It's quite possible that the road was a fee simple land purchase when it was originally laid out, although the Board of Selectmen has not done a title search at this point to verify that.
Do you intend to do a title search to verify that?
Our attorney has not advised us whether that's necessary at this point or not.
So I guess what are your intentions?
I think the board's intentions are to look at laying the road out as a Class 6 highway, or essentially relaying it out as a Class 6 highway, which there are two statutes. There are a couple of ways to proceed. Both of them involve holding a public hearing, notifying abutters, and that's something that will be coming up a little later this evening under the Town Administrator's Report too. We are going to need to repost the public hearing in order to give abutters the legally required notice of 30 days.
And who are the abutters? Are you talking all the abutters up and down the complete roadway?
We would, because that was what the board made the motion to consider relaying out. So we would notify all abutters on that road.
What documents do you actually have that's caused you to change your position from not looking at the road as town-owned to now looking at the potential for that the town owns it?
I think the primary documents that we had were the actual plot plans that had been done. There's the one that George Thompson had done under Ann Margio LLC that you have a copy of, I'm sure, that related to your piece of property and the piece of property on the other side of Ridge Road from you. And then there were two additional ones that you referenced previously speaking to us, and those are what we're looking at. And essentially, I think why the board made the motion it did was there were two RSAs that enable the Board of Selectmen to lay out any road that was previously discontinued, irregardless of whether they can prove that it was a fee simple land purchase or not.
But there are two different processes to follow depending on what that status of that roadway is. So somewhere along the way, in order for you to move forward, it seems logical to me that you have to determine the ownership of what that road is by using a title search.
That may well be the case, but I have been advised that the Board of Selectmen does not need to prove ownership of the road to relay it out as a Class 6 road if they choose to, because it was previously a Class 6 road.
And I understand what you're basing that on, but I also understand that there's two directions you have to head depending on what that road is and who belongs, whether it's reverted back to abutters or not.
Mhm.
So I guess what I would really like to know is a couple things. Do you have any other intentions of reclassifying any of the other Class 6 roads that reverts to abutters within the town itself?
Not at this time. I'm not aware of any other roads that the board is interested in reclassifying.
So if in fact it's not very clear who owns these roads by way of the documents that are in the town office versus what has been stated at this at the board level, when is it going to be clarified so that the townspeople can actually have accurate documents in the town office?
Well, we will certainly do our best to make sure we've got that. I will say that the history of certainly the road in question has been murky over the years, and there may never be conclusive, solid information readily available on every Class 6 discontinued road in the town of Deerfield.
So then the last question that I'd have is that I would like to request all the documents that you have for all of Thurston Pond Road, all of Ridge Road up to Middle Road from Range Road, documents that you've had in the past that you used to come to your conclusions, and any any other documents that you've recovered since the time of our last meetings, or the most current documents that you have.
Yeah, I think I do have, and I can put that together for you. I know John probably has most of it, but I have a complete set of what I've used, just about all of which is public document, and it's dug up from old minutes of prior public hearings, prior meetings, that sort of thing. I'll be happy to get that to you.
Has there been any other new information that's been discovered since the old documents that you have?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So there's been no additional information that you've recovered that's caused you to stand on your decision of what to do?
No, I think the board's decision is based pretty specifically on the board's ability to lay out a Class 6 road. Even if it had been discontinued in the past, they can choose to lay that out as a Class 6 or a Class 5. Obviously, we're not interested in laying it out as a Class 5.
When do you think I'd be able to get those documents?
I should be able to give you what I've got within 48 hours, hopefully tomorrow. I know you had given me your email, so if that's an acceptable way to get that to you, I could email, or I've got the ability to copy that as well and get it to you.
Email would be great. Hard copy is fine as well. If I could get both, that would be great.
Okay, I should be able to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving to regular business. We have outstanding minutes from August 16th, 2021.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Discussion? Dick?
The line 36, it's a typo. Cindy showed up, it's got down to 6:32, not 5:32. And Alden announced when he came through the door, but I didn't see it in there.
Yeah, it's on the second page.
Second page.
It has me arriving, then me announcing a page later, which was about how it worked.
I'm all good.
Any other corrections, updates? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
And I would note for the record, too, that Mr. McGarry is not here this evening, and this is an excused absence, and he is away on vacation. Okay, moving to vouchers and payroll. My glasses for this. We have an accounts payable manifest in the amount of $33,496.82.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
And we have a payroll manifest which grosses at $85,535.92 with a net payroll of $56,688.34.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
we've got a couple of things in the signature file that require action. The first is a personnel action request, and this is from the library. It's for a part-time employee, and I believe this is to cover for somebody, John?
Someone that left, yes.
Yes. And the temporary employee is Helen, AKA Holly Tomlinson. And I would need a motion to sign it.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. And we have the 2021 MS 535. This is the financial report of the budget for the year ending December 31st, 2020, which we need to make a motion to sign and return to the New Hampshire Department of Revenue Administration.
So moved.
Oh, second.
Discussion? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
And the third thing that's in here, Grown Construction in Rochester, following our meeting with them regarding potential police department building plans, sent us a sample pre-construction contract agreement, and I put it in here just for our review at this time. Not going to take action on it, particularly until we talk to Fred, as he was at the meeting, and he has considerably more contractual experience regarding construction than I do, but I'll leave that in there for board members to take a look at.
Andy, the police committee hasn't met since, right?
No, it hasn't.
How long have they been
Dick,
inactive?
you need to sign the 535.
Yeah, the 535 we all need to sign.
Do we know how long that committee's been inactive?
Probably a year and a half.
Do we want to fire it back up if we're, do we want to move ahead with them with
We
this
can,
before?
but the primary role of the committee was to locate a site.
Okay.
And we certainly can do that, because we may well find that the site that we located is not suitable. I know the construction engineers that we spoke with wanted to know what we had done for test boring, and we haven't actually done any test boring, which may change the picture considerably.
Well, I was just thinking maybe we'd have John just reach out and see if any of them were interested in meeting again.
Yeah, and I certainly have the names and emails for everyone that was on the committee, so I'll get that to John. There is nothing that requires action in the correspondence file. There is a report from Ted Gatsis from the Executive Council, and there was another fax that was sent regarding an employee matter. And there was the, and I think all of us got the emails regarding logging operations on Mountain Road. And as near as I can tell, the complaints may well be well-founded, but they're well within the scope of operations for logging, and there's not much the Board of Selectmen can do to alleviate their concerns. So that brings us to the Town Administrator's report. Okay.
Update on the ventilation system in the George B. White Building. The installation of the actual ventilation unit began today. It arrived early, and it should be completed by Wednesday. Once it's installed, the electrician is due to come in that Wednesday and have it operational by 2 o'clock, if everything works right. I did send out a public notice that was posted on the town webpage today about the shoulder gravel being started. They will begin on Griffin Road, moving to Nottingham, then Parade, and finally finish on Middle. Hopefully, will be completed within 2 weeks.
They were still hauling up Griffin when I came down here, so I think they're trying to push and finish Griffin tonight,
Okay.
so.
The heating oil tank over at the highway garage was replaced today by Rick and Ray, and that is complete. So just to let you know that that project is done. And as Andy pointed out earlier, I did find statute language that indicated that we do need to give the abutters 30 days notice before we can post a public hearing, so the board will need to choose a new date once I get the letters out. And if the board would agree, I'd like to ask for a non-public.
Yeah, I would like a brief non-public under L, and I'm not sure what you need to be in under, John.
C?
Okay, so if we could make a motion to go into well,
Want to wait until?
I'll wait a bit. Unfinished business, new business, or other business?
Are you done, John, with your report?
Yes, I am.
Is there any way those letters can go out so that we could have that hearing by October, first Monday there,
I'll make every attempt to get the letters out tomorrow.
to be fair to them?
Yep.
Those involved?
Other new business or other business? Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to enter a non-public session under RSA 91A3, 2C and L.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Alden,
Aye.
Cindy,
Aye.
Aye.
and myself agree, so we will be headed upstairs for a brief non-public session. Okay, I would note for the record that no action was taken in the non-public session, and I would look for a motion to seal the minutes of the.
Second.
Alden?
Aye.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And myself agree, so the minutes will remain sealed. At this point, I would look to,
Do you mind if I throw one new business out there real quick?
Nope.
Cindy just reminded me. I think we got to take a look at the parking lot between the fire department and the library. I think we're losing a culvert in there. Because I parked in there Friday and there was a hole under my truck tire. So I had sent John a picture, but it was kind of nondescript, but I thought I'd bring that up.
I did let the road agent know he was going to go take a look at it.
All of a sudden, it's growing big time.
okay, good, thanks.
Maybe we should not drive down through there.
Well, this was the parking space right next to the reserve spot, the first one over. I think it's yeah.
All right, if there is nothing else under new or other business, at this point, I would look to citizens' comments. Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to
To
adjourn.
adjourn, it's
Second.
5:55.
Those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you for your attendance.